Do you think Notre Dame should have gone to the portal for a quarterback?
At the beginning of the season, I didn't think we had to because I thought Tyler Buchner was going to be a top 25 quarterback by the end of the year.
I was high on Buchner too. I mean, I know he hadn't really given me but I thought I liked him coming out of high school, and I was like, well, the coach staff is clearly confident in his ability to start. But man, it's the Notre Dame quarterback room is kind of in dire straits right now because if I mean, and I still the jury's still out on Buchner. Obviously, he's hurt, but it was just not. It wasn't an ideal situation, and when the depth behind you is your next best option is Drew Pyne, and he's not anywhere near he's not even like above average, like plus value. Like he's just
he's not.
Sorry, Drew Pyne, if you're watching this. I
like him as a person. I like him as a person.
He's a good guy, and I know I've seen him talk in press conferences and stuff. I mean, he loves Notre Dame. He stuck around. He wasn't given the starting job, passed up for a freshman. He could have entered the portal. So that kind of loyalty is very respectable, and especially in this day and age where. It's especially at the quarterback position where if you don't get the job after a year or two, you're gone.
I just wish he didn't look like me in there, man. Like, all right.
But yeah,
I agree. Wicked Bronco. I do think also Lindsey. If we can get Lindsey back in, he didn't play at all against Syracuse. I think something's injured for him, but.
Yeah, if he's not on the field, he's one of your more speedy guys. So yeah, having that kind of
definitely think that if these three guys are eased well, we can win. It's just can Drew Pyne do it, man? Can he pull through? What was I gonna? Lost my train of thought. Oh. I remember I am fearing the amount of Clemson fans that are going to be in South Bend. Have you talked to guys that are going?
There's going to be a good amount. There was a big fuss, earlier in the year because Notre Dame, the allotment they gave for Clemson fans was kind of low. So there was kind of a big hoopla about that. So I don't know. I mean, there's going to be a decent amount, but it's not going to be like when Georgia came up there, several years ago. It's going to be. I think it's going to be a very pro Notre Dame crowd, obviously. But there'll be plenty of Clemson fans. The Clemson fans travel well.
Yeah, the fear is that a lot of Irish fans are selling their tickets on the resale market to Clemson, and the Clemson fans are buying them. Because this is what happened in 2017 against Georgia and all the way back to 2000 against Nebraska, where it looked like it was 70% Nebraska fans at South Bend.
Yeah. And, 2017, obviously they were coming off of a pretty awful year, the worst year they've had in like 20 years. And obviously
2007 was worse. 2007 was 3-9.
Oh, well, I forgot. I did forget about that. Would that have been Charlie Weiss?
That was the year that people wanted Charlie Weiss bought out, but he didn't get bought out until 2009.
Yeah, I thought so. I knew Notre Dame fans hated.
But yeah, that was Evan Sharpley, the first quarterback to lose to Navy since.
Oh yeah, the first person to lose the first to lose to Navy like since ever, right?
Since the Cowboys quarterback from way back in the day.
Yeah, it was like I think it was like the longest. Wasn't it? It was like the longest ongoing winning streak against an opponent. Yeah, that was that's pretty rough.
Yeah, that was rough. As a 6-year-old kid, that was rough.
But yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, there'll definitely be a pretty good Clemson turnout. Hopefully, I don't, I don't like when I hope that's not the case. Well, I hope it's the case, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
I get it.
I don't like when fans do stuff like that. I'm sure this is probably a big thing among the Notre Dame fan base, and it's probably a point of contention. Because it's kind of the wine and cheese crowd that's selling their tickets, and they don't they're just there for they're not really there for the football game. They're just there to take pictures, and it's like just a fun day. But so
I mean, I get it for Notre Dame. They want like 5-year-old and 6-year-old kids to be able to be there and have fun. But I think like for the Clemson game, like they need to just let the crowd be as loud as they want to.
Yeah, because Notre Dame historically has been a really good a really good home field advantage, and it just seems like that hasn't, especially this season. It just there's not as much energy. Different. I'm sure that's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm. That could be a whole separate stream by itself.